Our next topic are power rankings.
Power
Yay!
rankings. All right, the power rankings. Turn that graphic on. Boom. All right. No. Oh, 'cause it was... All right, that works. All right, so all three of us have made a list of power rankings. We're going to go through it bottom to top. They should be available for you to look at on your screen right now, but we're going to start off at the bottom with Golden Guardians. We're going by the aggregate score on the left, by the way. So, okay. Golden Guardians. Yeah. Why did we all start off with Golden Guardians as our bottom team? Amon, you want to start?
Keith in the support role. Yeah.
No, bro. Keith is a legend.
That sounds like a great idea. I don't know what you're talking. Keith support... let me just double check.
Keith is a legend, bro. And legends never die, dude. Y'all are disrespecting Keith, but I'm dead serious out here.
I mean, that's why he's never been dropped from the league.
Sure.
Yo, Keith is a... I need you to stop fucking disrespecting the fucking toucan, Anthony. That's my fucking guy.
I'd like to point out, their backup support is Huhi.
Another role swap.
That's not great.
Oh, man.
So we got that. And then we have FBI AD carry.
I don't know. He looked good in Oceania. He didn't have a good split last split. We don't know if that's because of the role swap or the bot lane. And
what?
Doesn't look like he's going to have a good
FBI role swapped?
No. I'm talking about who he role swapping.
Okay.
You know, so he had to deal with that last split. He's going to have to deal with that this split again. So I really don't know. He's just a question mark right now.
Well, I think it kind of depends upon how good Keith transitions into support. Like, if Keith is actually like sleeper nuts, then like maybe it's totally fine, right? Like, I think part of the problem last split was who he seemed to have a really hard time transitioning into support. But if Keith is able to do it really well, then I think, you know, golden, dude, you're chilling.
Okay.
Golden, as in Golden Glue, their mid laner, who they have. Did they? This is the team that dropped Pobelter, right?
No,
was that FlyQuest? FlyQuest dropped.
FlyQuest was the team that dropped Pobelter. Yes.
Who was their mid laner last split?
For Froggen.
Froggen, yeah. They dropped Froggen for Golden Glue, and FlyQuest. FlyQuest has
Power of Evil.
Power of Evil. That's who they picked up. Who's Froggen on?
Dignitas.
There we go. Hard to keep 10 teams of rosters straight.
I reviewed this like 7 times.
I reviewed it just as much, and I still can't remember it. Oh, hey, look, they're right down here.
Yep, and then just off the cuff, like everything else.
I'm sorry, I have a life.
This whole team makes no damn sense to me, and I don't know why anybody put this together. Who said, "Hey, Keith, let's have you play support."
I mean, we saw in the video who did that.
Who imports a Turkish jungler instead of any other like import of a jungler? Like, I'd rather them grab some random Korean jungler at this point. Like, do you know who was up and available for them to pick up?
Who?
They could have gotten Sven, Grig, Acadian Meteos, Dardoch, Smithy, any of them.
Well, we don't know how available all those guys were.
Right, but they're all players that switch teams.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they were like hearing offers from every single team, right? Like, they might have just...
if you're switching teams and you're not hearing offers from every team you're not switching teams properly. Just saying.
I mean,
all I'm saying is, like, I don't know about
like,
the only reason I'm saying that. The only reason I'm saying that is because of how many Cloud9 members are on EG. That might have been like a group deal, right?
That was a group deal. I think Sven's
right, but that means if it's a group deal, then maybe Sven isn't he or I thought you said meant Svenskeren, but like if you're like
no, I meant Svenskeren. Svenskeren's contract ended.
Yeah, but Svenskeren, if he knows the other guys are going, then it makes sense for him to not really listen to as many teams and just listen to the one his boys are going to. Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but you still got to get out there. But I don't. How did you get none of the free agents? The Bang was also free. Alltech,
Hakuho was free, bro. Hakuho's not bad.
How did they not get that bot lane? How did they not get any piece of that bot lane?
Bro, Hakuho is not that trash. Like, he's actually, like, pretty good, right? Like, he's consistent as hell. He's never the reason his teams are losing and they couldn't get him, which
like,
is...
Yeah.
This team inspires no confidence in me. I think they are a dead last team in this league by a almost decent margin if FlyQuest was almost as disappointing as them, but...
Brutal, dude.
No, not my boys.
So do we want to move on to FlyQuest now? Before we do that, I just need to note that I have color-coded the aggregate score so that the top 4 are getting a bye in Summer Split, and the bottom 2 yellow ones are getting losers bracket. Just a quick note. So on to FlyQuest.
Wow, we have the exact same bottom 3, boys.
Yes, we do.
Wow. And Pole Belter dropped, PoE picked up, Ignar in support role, Curry as the new head coach.
This is another team where I'm just like, why did you make the upgrades you made? Why didn't you try?
Is that even a mid lane upgrade?
That's like a side grade.
It's a side grade. If like I gotta think PoE's got to be more expensive than Pobe.
Yes.
And they're using an import slot now instead of getting an import.
Is he better than Pope Belter?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Why is this team not getting an import jungler? Or like, I don't know what they should have done with their bot. Like Viper looks like he's got room to grow. And if they kept Pobelter, I would have probably put this team in playoffs. But they didn't, and that makes me question why this team is together. And not getting a new jungler is just a sticking point with me. Why aren't you getting a new jungler?
I mean,
Santorin played so bad.
It's just, I feel like throughout like the splits where their one successful split, which was maybe 2 splits ago, I think it was, where they just showed up unexpectedly high at the beginning, was because like, I don't know, they just exploited windows in teams where they just weren't on sync on their timing, and then all of a sudden you're in a base race. And then the split where they just went and got last, it kind of showed that FlyQuest timings were off too. You know, like all of a sudden there's like a team fight 4v4 happening and your AD carry's not there. Or just something's happening. I don't know. It feels like the team just needs like better coaching. And then Ignar feels like an upgrade in the support role.
I don't think Ignar's an upgrade. I think Ignar's a medium grade. If Wadid wasn't
G2's former support.
I just don't understand what this team wants to do, and that's a giant negative to me. If I can't understand why you're making these moves, mostly by looking at them and reading what you're putting out on social media, you're gonna lose points with me, and I'm not gonna want to place you highly on any list or have any sort of high hopes for you. Just straight out. I can't put you high if I don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
Most of the other teams, I can kind of see what they're doing.
This one just.
But the next team, Dignitas, is another team which I kind of don't see what they're doing. Where are my notes?
I believe it's what Afromu as support, Johnson is 80 carry, mid lane Froggen, top lane Hooney, and Greg and Acadian were picked up as jungler, even though Greg is starting.
That's who we have listed. We don't know who it is until Friday.
Who's the head coach? I'm trying to. Is it Thinkard? Hold on. Let me just dip here real quick.
Thinkard.
Bring this.
Thinkard.
Okay. Froggen, he just seems to play Anivia, Vigar, and Victor. That's it.
Vigar,
That's all.
Vigar. Froggen's champion pool is a massive hindrance on every team he's joined. Every time he joins a team, his champion pool is either very few clutch counter picks or his weird out of the meta mains, and it's just like, who's picking this dude to play for their team over Pobelter? Who? Why? What's that? Why? You throw Pobelter in here, and I have some hope.
Pobelter feels definitely like the more stable mid laner, but Froggen, I don't know. He does really well in lane, and then you're just like, wow, he did really well in lane, and now they still lost anyway. That's cool. That's great. Because then afterwards, he doesn't show up anywhere else. He's just like, all right, mid lane is where I'm at, and do I need to go bot lane? No.
Matt, what
Not
are your
at
thoughts
all.
on Dignitas?
Not great.
Not great.
Yeah.
You said.
I mean, to be honest, I've been kind of silent about Fly and GGS because you guys have basically said same with Dig. You guys are basically hitting every point I have, and I don't feel like saying the exact same thing. But the only thing I'm
Gotta
gonna
be
fight
redundant.
you about is that my boy Keith is a beast.
Talk about Dignitas now. Way past that.
I know, but that's the only thing in the past 3 teams I would fight about.
Okay.
Well, Dignitas again is another team where I can't understand what they're doing because they spent $2 million on Huhi. They sold off Vulcan's contract. I think Vulcan played for CG, right?
Yes. Vulcan
Yeah, they
did play
sold
for
off
CJ.
Vulcan's contract to pick up Afromu. Why would you do that? Why?
I mean, even
Afromu
though-
is so garbage now. If I had to call a washed player in the LCS, it's Afromu. He should be.
I'm not
coach
ready
if
to
he
call
wants
him
be
washed.
here.
I
I'm
think that
calling
bot
him
lane
washed.
might have just had synergy issues.
Yeah.
You know, like the previous bot lane that had synergy issues with Cody-san.
That was a bad time. Oh god. But it was I don't think Afromu's bad. As if him and Johnson could work it out, there's like some hope, but they're not really getting assistance from Froggen. I'm not sure how much assistance they're gonna get from Grig either. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm not excited for Johnson just because, like, comparing to Kumo, I'm excited to see Kumo play. Kumo's been hyped like crazy. He's been doing really good in the academy scene. Johnson's some solo queue player who's gotten a bunch of challenger accounts. I know a lot of players who've gotten a lot of challenger accounts. One of them's name is Wild Turtle.
Who is a good AD
He's a
Wild
great AD
Turtle's-
carry, but like,
Good AD carry with a great personality.
Yo, please don't disrespect Wild Turtle, Anthony. Even you know that that's too far.
I don't feel like having a lot of accounts in challenger should really be an accolade these players are like aspiring for. Like, it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of skill, but like, I bet you a lot of these players can have a lot of accounts in challenger. It's not something I look for in a player.
Alright.
Also, this Greek Acadian thing is gigantic coin flip. I don't
LOL.
see this. I don't see it working out. All right, let's
Okay.
move on to Immortals. Immortals
Alright.
is the next one up on our list. This roster, it looks like it has some talent on it. But then it also looks like it has some major question mark and holes into how this talent was acquired.
Mhm.
Come on, would you like to point out one of those giant holes as to how this talent was acquired?
SOAS picked up after having one bad year. It was apparently the start of the roster, him and Nick Smithy. Aika, I have no clue who Aika is, and I am forgetting who the bot lane is. It's Hakuo and
It's
is it
Altec,
or
Apollo, and Hakuho.
Altec, Apollo, and Hakuo. Zabutine was just like, hey there, I see all of these players. Are you all French? Yes, comrade, let's go. I don't know.
Oui,
I was
oui.
and that's just it. I don't know. Xmithy is still a stable jungler. I just don't know what he can do with this.
I don't know how well he's gonna do with weaker lanes.
Hmm.
Like, I don't see any of these lanes being better than anything TL has. Ica is probably the best mid laner in France, but he's not the best mid laner in EU Masters. There are like 4 teams that have a better mid laner than him.
Yeah.
Like he's okay. He's probably serviceable and he probably do well in academy, but I don't see why he's getting a starting spot over Pro Belter. I'm gonna keep harping on this until one of these teams ends up picking up Pro Belter. I don't know why we're wasting import slots when we could have Pro Belter.
Yeah.
What is the point of this? It's fine that Ica is getting a starting slot. Why
Even then, it could have been Pobelter and Xmithy. They know each other from IMT from
Again?
CLG.
see, like I just why? Who's doing this? Why are all these teams like, aha, EU mid lane, that's what we want. Let's use an import slot. We're not gonna import a supporter and AD carry.
Yeah.
It's just why you could have imported a jungler. You're not gonna import a jungler over Xmithy, but I still don't understand why you don't go with Pobe and Xmithy. They're two of the best native players in their role. I think is Pobe probably the best native NA mid. Is there a single native NA mid?
I don't know.
Not just no.
The answer is Golden Glue.
No. Yeah, the answer is indeed Golden Glue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that ends that. But yeah, he's probably the best native North American mid laner. And then Altec he's been put in because he's been grinding solo queue. And that's what it is.
That's gonna change as soon as he screws up.
He was grinding Korean solo queue. He got pretty high up the ladder, and then they were like, "All right, you know what? That's enough."
High up the ladder. Everyone gets high up the ladder. I don't know why people keep using it as some metric.
Everyone does.
Was it who was a jungler for 100 Thieves last year? Was it Anda?
Are you talking?
Anda got to the top 50 Korean challenger in 2 weeks when they went to Worlds. Like, it's almost as bad as the like talking about scrim results meaning anything. I'm just like,
Golden Glue.
This hasn't shown up once, ever. I don't care. It's a pointless metric. Look, if they're saying he has a good worth ethic now, and we're gonna reward that, that's fine. But if you're saying, well, he got a high ranking in Korean Challenger, it's just like,
what's that even mean?
Who cares? So does every other player who goes there, apparently, because that's all I ever hear. All right, that should be it for IMT. Let's move on to Cloud9, who Haemon has single-handedly dragged down like 3 places.
Literally just Haemon, yeah. But...
Yep. I don't like the Sven pickup, and I don't like Blabber. Those are the two that are giving me questions.
Hang on. You like the Sven pickup? What was your option over Sven? Sneaky.
XD.
Actually, you know what? I'll take it. But I don't know. Sven didn't look like he was doing too well on TSM, and now he's
Sven was looking like the best player on TSM every other game. Sven was looking really good a lot of the time.
I don't know. I don't like the Sven pickup. They do have Vulcan, and that's still probably going to wind up being a good lane. This one's probably a little bit more out of spiting because I think like literally 2 to 7th place is very contestable. In my opinion.
Why'd you have your tier list so that CLG, 100 Thieves, and TSM are in the top tier?
Because I love CLG and 100 Thieves.
That's you're so stupid. You don't understand how this works.
Anyhow.
If you said that, then your tier list should have been from CLG to C9.
But also, like, Blabber just takes away a lot of points for me. And sometimes he's just over-aggressive, and it doesn't net them any advantages. Even though I'm certain that Licorice and Nizzy will be stable and always be good, I don't like Blabber. I'm not super on the Sven pickup.
So I had C9 as 4th and CLG as 5th, and I think that between these two, it's kind of close. But I also drew my line in between these two, so I'm quite conflicted over these two's placement, like a lot.
I see.
I think the solo lanes for Cloud9 are pretty good, but Blabber looks like a total wild card every single time I watch him. I have no idea how well he's going to do. Sometimes he does well, sometimes he does bad. Sometimes he subs in for Sven when I'm just like, why did you sub in for Sven? And it just makes me question life. But I don't have to worry about that because him and Sven get to play every game together.
I really don't think C9 should be this low on the list. I'm with Anthony.
Yeah.
It's a little bit fucking crazy that it's there, but...
I mean, they lost a lot of their talent and they had to put in a lot. I think
I know, but I don't see them being that low.
I think Vulcan...
like it's still C9. They still have Licorice, bro. And they still have one of the best ADCs in the league.
Sven's still probably one of the top 3 AD carries in this league.
That's what I just said.
Like, I don't know. I don't want to even say that Kata is gonna get into the top 3 yet because I haven't like seen him play in NA. There's always that jet lag tax that the players take when they move over here. And I just
For sure.
I hate like saying that an import is ever gonna do well because it's like, what evidence do I have that they're gonna do well or bad? And what all I have is a shitload of times it went really poorly, and this very select few that were carefully picked and carefully considered to be added to a team, or it took years for them to become good, like Impact.
Yeah.
This is why I hate imports, just because it's just so confusing.
I can't blame you. I think it's a real problem, but
I think C9's other biggest flaw is their bot lane synergy. If that doesn't work out, their whole team's gonna fall apart.
yes, 100% on that.
Where was Vulcan before?
We just talked about this. He was on Clutch.
He was on Clutch Gaming. No, like the split before that one.
Clutch.
Oh, he's just.
Oh,
been
he
on
was still on
Clutch?
Clutch.
I think so. Go check his page. He might be on Academy. Was he on Thieves Academy?
No, he was working with
He
Piglet.
was on
which
Clutch
was
Academy for 2018, and then in 2019 he played for the main roster. Before that, he was on on CLG Academy for 2017.
okay. Yeah, because Piglet and Vulcan had a bot lane before, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
He was on Clutch.
that was Spring Split.
That was Clutch.
That was
Okay.
Spring Split. They
Because
brought
that
in
was when
Bang.
Piglet was on Clutch with Huni.
I think they brought him. Did they bring in Bang in the split? I think they did.
Clutch. Bang hasn't been. Bang was on 100T. He wasn't on Clutch Gaming.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Who's his AD carry? Cody's son? I just looked at the thing that I'm staring
On
at.
100T.
No. It was
Clutch
Cody's son.
Gaming,
Yeah,
yes.
Cody's son was the AD carry. That was the conflicted AD carry I was thinking of.
Okay.
All right. So let's go on to Art of Thieves.
All right. Any opening thoughts?
Matt, do you want to start?
Almost never. Listen, I put 100 Thieves where I put them for one reason and one reason alone, which is I don't think that they're beating anyone I have in the top 4, and I think that they're more likely than not to beat CLG and Immortals.
All right. Hey, Mom, why don't you tell us why they're third?
Oh,
right now,
you put them third.
yes.
Fuck, I didn't even know.
There's a bigger question coming next, by the way.
Have I ever told you you are straight up ignorant?
I absolutely am. But also, more so I like the changes that they made with the fact that they picked up Papa Smithy as the GM.
You're doing this because of a fucking GM move?
Look, GMs are known to heavily impact gameplay.
Anyhow, but they also picked up
Don't anyhow me like you did anything acceptable.
And everyone here, except Ryoma, has some sort of connection to Medios.
What? Hang on.
Yes,
Hey,
that
buy
is
me
true.
one.
Yep. That
no,
is
like it's true, but who gives a shit?
How does Stunt connect to Medios?
P1. We went over this.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
he's right. No, he's right.
He was on
It's just
P1
like-
for a month.
Yes.
Was he even
It's
at the
still
same
a
time?
connection.
Though? I don't think it was at the same time.
What? I think
I'm
we
pretty
did
sure
go
we checked
Hold on.
this. I'm pretty sure we checked this. He was on P1 from March 2017 to May 2017, and Medios, if this will load, was on P1 from. Why is there a gap here? Okay, he was on from February to June, and then June. Oh, he was a sub after June. So we played with him, maybe on and off. I don't even think he was their starting support.
Yeah, he was on off too. I think he started with Arrow. Once? I don't know who Arrow was.
Arrow's the AD carry.
I know, but I'm trying to remember the support that was with them.
Arrow
Those...
played with Stunt for less than a split. Shady was
Okay.
the other one.
Shady.
And then Xpecial joined in summer. Xpecial was the actual support. Oh, then at some point they were swapping out Inori and Medios. That's right. But this isn't about Phoenix One.
Mm-hmm.
This is about
But still.
Haymon putting 100 Thieves third place.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I just like the roster. I think
Their mid lane is an OCE import.
I know. Did you watch the queue with
I
Papa
did.
Smitty?
That doesn't give me confidence that this random OCE import is gonna do well.
You're right, but I'm hopeful, and it does sound like the most complete roster. It sounds like the
Does
one
it?
that on
Because Stunt
average.
looks like a total red card to me. What's
Yes.
Stunt gonna do on this roster? If this roster had Vulcan, dear lord, would that sound amazing. This roster would be crazy. But they don't.
Yes, you're right.
They had Smoothie. If they had any of the, like, if they had Zazel, think of the supports they could have. And look at Stunt. And you put them third.
Yep. But that's also.
I don't like that you're saying yip like it's permissible what you've done.
Because I goddamn love Meteos and I goddamn love Someday. And
Hey,
Someday
dude, I love
has
them
been here.
too.
Listen to me, motherfucker. I've lived
Okay.
Meteos when you were still a youngling on
I
the
looked
fields
up to
of the
Meteos
Rift,
from
motherfucker.
before you watched the fields.
I was a
You
fan
were
of
huge.
Meteos before it was Cloud9, bro.
Did you actually follow Quantic?
Yes!
Damn.
That's why I'm a C9 fan, motherfucker. I've been in it from the fucking jump, dog. Don't question
And
me,
they're out of
dude.
reasons to stay. This man taught me
Oh,
how to
don't
play
remind
Zac
me,
jungle.
motherfucker.
This man taught me how to Zac.
This man didn't die in the play-in tournaments for the LCS. He literally went through a whole tournament without dying.
So don't you say we don't like this play? Don't you dare.
I fucking love Meteos, dude. I was so fucking stoked to see him return
Please
to
don't,
100
Hamon. You have
boots.
this again coming up, by the way.
I said I love Meteos. And then that
And
came
we're
back.
saying we do too, but that doesn't mean you get to be wrong.
But most importantly, I do love Someday in the top lane. And he just has done so well without needing any resources on any team, which is kind of amazing. So I do believe he's a stable top laner, and most of it's going to be how Meteos works with the bot side for this team.
I
And
mean, I think that's just everyone. That's every jungler right now. If you're jungling your bot lane,
Top
can't
lane
get
doesn't
together,
feel super impactful. TBQH,
top lane might just start picking late game scalers if the game keeps going as it is.
which is not a bad
Oh.
idea.
Hey,
No, right. There's been a lot of people just
All
picking
right.
Kenny.
You ready to go to the next one?
No.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about CLG. Hamon, why did you put CLG second?
Oh, Ruin Crown song.
What?
Are you forgetting the year that song was on TSM?
What did Rune even do?
Rune was pretty good last split.
But is
Rune-
he number 2? Is he carrying CLG to second good?
No, I
What?
put Crown there for that.
I'm still
Why?
shaking my head at that one. I don't think
Crown
Crown's
is
bad. I
not a
think he's
bad.
very
Listen to
good,
me.
but,
Crown
like,
is not a bad player, but he is not in this league so far proven himself to be a consistent carry my team to top 3.
He tried. He tried his heart out.
No,
but-
I'm not saying he didn't try. I'm just saying it didn't work.
Yeah, but
So you're basing this entirely on their solo lanes. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
that and Smoothie I do like as a playmaker. I still think Smoothie and Stick say it's not going to be the worst bot lane there, and still
It's
probably
not,
going to
no,
be very
in no
consistent.
world is it going to be the worst bot lane in the LCS. Neither of us are saying that.
Yeah,
but
we
it's
have Keith in a bot lane, so
shut up. Keith is a Chad. Keith is a fucking Chad. Respect my goddamn guy. But I don't think they're going to be the best. I don't think they're cracking because I don't think Stixay's as. I think Smoothie is still one of the best supports in the league. Probably. I just
100%.
don't think Stixay is top 3 ADCs right now.
probably not.
I don't think he's carrying weight against the enemy bot laners that are really, really
He
impressive to me.
probably got pushed down by crap. Who joined TSM? I'm forgetting. Kabe.
Kabe, yeah.
He probably.
I don't
got
even
pushed
think
down.
before that he was top 3. Like maybe when Sneaky was out of the league for a month, he was top 3. But like,
Where am I fucking nuts? Talking about CLG, right? I'm not crazy. Okay.
yes.
Yeah, we're talking about CLG.
I question Wiggly.
I
Do you?
think that's fair.
Okay.
The question is consistency? Because I think he's good. I just think he's a little variable.
I think him and Blabber are like kind of at the same place where I can't tell how consistent
if they're gonna be
they
insane
are.
or they're gonna grief.
Yeah, like he has moments where he's really good. He has moments where he's really bad. I can't like. He doesn't feel like he's one of the best junglers in the league from what I've seen from when I watched him. So I can't really be like, yeah, this is an amazing team. They're gonna have such great decision making and stuff. Like this team has had moments of greatness, but only moments. They haven't been able to like keep it going long enough to make an impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think this bot lane has potential to be pretty good though.
I am worried about Stixay, but if they play together well, then I think Smoothie will be able to perform really, really well. But if they synergize, I think Stixay could be up there skill wise.
And yeah, Solin's a huge. Solin's real big on this team. Huge.
Okay. All right. I see your point about Wiggly. I do think he's more stable than Blabber. That's one thing.
Yeah, I think he's less so than Blabber. Mostly because I feel
Less
like
so than Blabber.
No, he's more. He is more stable than Blabber is, and I think part of that reason could be because of Blabber's inexperience and having to share time with Fenskaren and the way that T9 structure works. But no, but I feel like Wiggly needs to improve a lot this year to really make this team like really break out into playoffs and make some strides.
I think you're right.
Next team. Evil Geniuses, and the other time where we asked Haymont, why the fuck did you put EG 6th? As you are the outlier at the moment.
Absolutely every single time.
He's always gonna be the fucking outlier, dude. Have you met this man?
My thoughts are not understood by even myself.
We're talking about Immortals?
I think we actually
blew Immortals.
Did we skip Immortals?
We kind of went through Immortals, but
I think we went through them really fast.
Yes,
yeah.
we did. Yes, you're right. Go.
So they brought Jizuke in the mid lane from Splice. Brought the C9 package, Kumos, Fenskaren, Zazel.
The C9 special.
And Bang in the bot lane. First thoughts.
This team is stacked with talent. Dear Lord.
Yes. If
this team does not make playoffs, I'd say I'd eat a dick, but I don't want to go buy a freaking dog treat. I'll eat a whole pound of pasta.
Don't make any promises. No. Just like, here's what I would recommend doing, is just shutting the fuck up. Okay? Like,
I will shuffle a deck of cards if EG do not make playoffs out of their sheer raw skill and power in their lanes.
Also, as a other add-on, Irene's first team to coach. As himself, as the head coach. Irene was the formal analyst coach. I don't know, play-by-play coach for CLG. He's picked up as a head coach for EG.
Oh yeah, he was bouncing around a lot of. He was up with Saigon Joker. Oh, he's Korean. His history is Vitality, DS Gaming, Supermassive, CLG, then EG, and then I see Saigon Jokers.
Yeah, that's a jump. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Saigon Jokers destroying my life as a season 2 viewer.
They were such a joke.
What? It might have been season 3. I don't remember.
So I like to think of EG as C9 Light.
Yeah, I think they're actually gonna do super, super good.
Looking forward to this team specifically for Kumo. I want to see a full
literally, I was about to say that.
That's what I want. That's what I want to see out of this team. The only other thing I'm questioning is kind of Jizuke. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? I don't think he's bad.
It's a weird pickup.
But he's got the nickname the Italian Stallion, and I like that. But it's just like,
it's a good nickname.
Where did he come
Why
from?
are we blowing all these import spots, bro?
I don't know, but like, if Suzuka is probably one of the players you can reason to blow over Probe, and I don't think there's going to be too many teams above this that were like,
That's
yeah,
fair.
no, they should have taken Probe Elter now. Why would we say that? That would be ignorant.
Fair.
But this team's like giant caveat is synergy between each other. If they don't synergize, this team's falling apart.
I think they have a good shot for
playoffs, even if they fall apart.
I think there's a good chance to synergize just because how many of them were C9 players, and the core of C9 players is not a bad core to play around. I am really, like I said, excited to see Kumo play. I have super, super high hopes for Kumo, dude. I think what I've seen him play so far was exceptional, and I expect him to be really, really good. Svenskeren, he's consistent. Zazel, exceptional player. Was there anyone else from C9?
Kumo, Zazel, Svenskeren, they got the MVP of last split. That's part of the reason why I think they have so much goddamn talent.
Yeah, so but those three players, I mean, I think that those three players will have, like, if those three players make up the core synergy-wise, I think the team will just be fine.
Okay, what's next on this list?
Oh, wait. Minus points for Bang. That's
A bit, yeah, but he's still really good. If you put him on 80 carries, he's good. That's the.
What if we put him on mages?
no.
Well, you end up being a Hornet Thieves.
Ask SKT.
That wasn't an SKT problem. That was a Hornet Thieves problem.
I think SKT was the one dealing with it at the time.
I think they benched.
It was
him.
literally like last split, bro.
Did they put him on a mage last split?
Yes. I don't know why.
Maybe not last split, but like
it was
last year.
Split. No, it was I don't.
Last year
no,
he
because they
wasn't
only had
here.
him last split.
Oh, you're right. Listen, I don't remember. I don't care.
Okay, all right.
No,
Next.
they had him for a full year.
Did they?
No,
I'm pretty sure they picked him up in the off season, in the mid season.
No, it was Cody Sun and Bang, and then it was
Cody
Bang
Sun
and-
is.
I know
Cody-
it was
not
Cody
Cody
Sun
Sun
got
and
kicked
Bang.
off in the summer.
Yeah, it was Cody Sun and Afromoon, then it was Afromoon and Bang.
He signed on to 100 Thieves. Oh, he was there for the full year. Okay, I'm crazy. Never mind.
He was there for the full year.
Yeah, I knew that shit, and you guys were like, "You forget it. I'll fucking do it." Eat shit, nerds. No.
They swapped him out one game? Oh, I think he was sick or something.
Yeah, but anyway, he's still good if you put him on marksman, and
Oh,
Zazel's a really good support, and I trust Zazel to be able to shot call that lane.
Alright. So, Team Solo Mid. Alright. We all have Team Solo Mid in our top 4, which means that pretty sure that TSM is gonna probably be the favorite to take on TL at the moment.
Yes.
Of course, that's exactly what we mean.
I think that that's true. Them or EG, but probably not EG.
So I made my assumption or my placement assuming the Dardock move works out, because that's the only thing I think really needs to work out on this team for them to be like competitive for top 4.
I was in the same headspace. My thoughts were just that if this Dardock works, if Dardock jungle works, then I think they're going to be top 4 easy. If the Dardock jungle doesn't work, if the Dardock jungle does not work, I have no idea what happens to them, but I assume it's pretty fucking
That's
bad.
I think they can still make playoffs with it.
For sure playoffs, but it's just going to be a rough one if another jungler is just,
just falls apart on TSM. I don't
Yeah.
know what they're
or
what they do with
TSM falls
jungle
apart
now.
on another jungler. I don't know which it is at this point.
don't know how that happens though. Ah man.
I don't like that
Word
we're
bot.
wasting import spots on AD carry instead of trying to like get an import jungler or trying to get a more consistent jungler somehow. I'm hoping they're like, look, we need to start scouting for fresh talent junglers in NA so that we or even in other regions so that we can plan for something in 2 years. Like that's what TSM should be looking at right now. Looking at Challenger and start bringing in newer junglers.
I think that's a legitimate. I think it's pretty fair.
What do you
I
think
hope
about the Kabe bio lane?
Who
Bio
can fucking
today!
say? Who can say? I like Bio being back. I have no idea how this.
What
lane's
about
gonna
double?
turn out.
Liv, you want him back or?
I will take back double as Fenskaren and Haunter without a doubt every time. If only because it will gut TL.
If only because it'll cut you.
That's
Wow,
fair to
alright.
be honest.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
Anything else you got to say?
Any comments on? Well, no one really knows what Peter Zhang is. He was apparently in the staff before
He
when
was
Ziggs
the-
I mean,
was
nobody
the
knows who
head coach.
Peter Zhang is.
He was the academy coach for the
Everyone who
whole
knows
summer
who.
split.
Every fucking person
was
knows who Peter
also-
Zhang is.
on TL a while ago, or,
Yeah.
like 2015 during the Dardock days, during what was that thing called? Breaking
Loco
Point.
Doco. I don't
Breakpoint,
remember.
yes.
Breaking Point.
Breaking Point.
Yo, that was so fucked up how dirty they did
Oh,
Dardoch there.
It's not that didn't even make Dardoch look that bad. It made Loco
They just
look
made
awful.
Loco look
Yeah, I mean, they did both of them dirty.
They just
Honestly,
made it look
Dardoch
like-
looked like he was trying to get Loco to be a better coach the entire time, and that was what the
That's
conflict was. And I'm just like, why would you put this out? Who does this?
Has Loco been coaching since?
No.
Really?
Exactly,
I
boys.
think he had one. Actually, I think he did on GG, and then there was an
No.
accusation.
Yeah, there was a thing, some sexual harassment thing about a bad joke he made, and I'm just like, is this what's happening? Is this
We're
how
not talking
is how
about
we're
this
taking it?
anyway.
Okay, moving on. Last one, first place.
Wait, hang on. Are we done with
No, we're
TSM?
not. I think so.
All right, so before we move on, I gotta note that there is a whole 2-point gap between TL and TSM.
Yeah, because
Which
none of us are fucking idiots.
Sure, but that kind of shows exactly how big that this gap is between TL and the rest of the league.
Mhm.
I don't know.
No, at least in our minds, maybe not in practice.
If anybody, and I mean anybody, UC has TL not first on their power rankings, and I'm talking about NA, not international power rankings. But if TL is not first, disregard the whole rest of the thing. The whole rest of the thing is wrong and biased.
Unless it agrees with me.
I mean, TL first. I'm not even a TL fan. I'm just gonna. That's just how analysis.
No, they're just far. I mean, I don't think the change is going to be enough to sink them. I think the only way they're not number one still is if they change junglers. Is if this jungle change
it
ends
has to
up
be
being
such a problem. It has
so
to be
fucking
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
He has to
Unless
not be able to play
unless
the
he literally starts running it down mid, I think they're just fine.
game. Unless something happens
Like-
where he's hospitalized and they have to run Pobe for the rest of the year. Like, I do not see this team being bad even a little bit. Do they take second? Possibly. Possibly. Do they
Possibly.
take third? I'm not going that far. I'm not saying this team could finish anywhere near third.
Yeah, it's like top two guaranteed, I think. But unless something like truly catastrophic happens.
But something has to happen to this roster so that the roster their starting roster can't play, or
Or like a substantial part of it anyway.
or like they have to have such conflicts within the team that they all just hate playing with each other. Like it seems like the thing that happened to Cloud9 at the end of their run at
They just-
Worlds,
The
that has
personal
to happen
problems,
times 10.
interpersonal issues.
like bot lane apparently inting on Sona Tom Kench.
Well, what do you think about the trade out with Xmithy? I do remember his name. Just
Broxa.
give me one whole second. Broxa.
Broxa, dude.
I think it's
Former
probably an
jungler of
upgrade.
Schalke.
Shaka.
It's probably an upgrade for them. I just don't know how much. I don't know if dropping Xmithy is gonna make them have to relearn some things, but I think they'll probably take spring split more casually and try to just be a happier team for the spring split before they grind harder in summer, because everyone was always. I think G2's doing this similar thing where it was such a grind on them to make it all the way to Worlds Finals, and like they went to EU Finals, they went to MSI Finals, they went to EU Summer Finals, they went to Worlds Finals. They played the entire season as long as possible. And I think TL, like, they're playing pretty close to that. They played basically up until groups at Worlds, which is only like 3 weeks back of G2.
For sure, dude.
I think they're gonna play back in the spring split. I think it's possible that they look like they're underperforming in regular season and then kind of kick it into high gear during playoffs.
Yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised if they took it kind of less casually just to get the sort of synergy going. But
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
I think I started saying that they were just gonna be a team before they wanted to be a competitive team.
But it also might just be the case that Broxa slips right in and they can just like beast mode immediately, right? Like that could just happen.
I mean, that was like part of the problem with 2017, 2016 TSM, where they didn't have to try to dominate people. It just happened.
You mean
Yeah.
TL the last 4 splits?
No, TL's had to try.
Sometimes, not against a lot of these
not
teams.
all.
Right, but that's most of the time for most teams. But I should. That's not even possible. Most
You're
of the
right.
top, most of the top teams don't really have to try to beat the lower, the Digs, the FlyQuest, and the GGs at the moment.
Yeah, even the past, even like a year or two ago, the fucking even like C9 and TSM were kind of clapping cheeks for a while. But
So it's just like, if you don't have to try to beat every team, I don't see why you should be investing all this time. I think that's a bit of a negative factor into TSM's 2016-2017 runs, because they lost a lot of like energy earlier in the year because they were trying to like learn and improve hard in NA, and they didn't have a lot of good talent to practice against at that time. If that TSM roster could exist now against TL, I think this region would be growing super fast. But
probably.
half of that team was on TL.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
I
right.
don't know. I want to see the change happen. I want to see, like a little bit more of Jensen stepping up. Like I hope that Broxa can enable Jensen. That's what I want.
Do you think Smithy couldn't?
He never really had to go to Jensen. They were never really pushed that far where he had to go, oh, Jensen, I need to cover your lane so that
But
you
do you think that
can-"
that's because Jensen isn't stepping up, or because Jensen's just like winning every mid lane like immediately if it's not Bjergsen?
Hang on. I don't
Jensen
understand what you're
just
saying.
hadn't. The thing is, like Jensen just hasn't had to be like the carry for the team. They've just won bot lane instead. They haven't had to have Jensen go on like Echo or like some
But
sort
he's
of.
played LeBlanc a few
He's
times.
played Akali.
Kiana maybe even.
I don't think
Like,
he played
they
Kiana.
put-
I don't. Jensen takes forever to learn champions. I don't think he played Kiana.
I don't remember. I didn't remember some. Oh, that might have been Niski. He's definitely played
I'm not
Akali though, right? Like he plays carries and he wins his lane. Like I don't think that he wasn't. I think the reason Smithy wasn't like hard camping was just because like
You don't need
first
to,
of all, like
and he
one
has
of
to
his
roam.
favorite, and he has to roam, and one of Jensen's. Don't forget that one of Jensen's favorite champions is, or at least used to be, Orianna, right? So like getting fed on Orianna, you're not hard carrying the game 1v9, like you're enabling your teammates, and it's not like wrong to play the game that way. And he's also definitely capable of playing assassins and like stepping up in the way I think you don't seem to be. I don't think you're giving him enough credit, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like I don't really see that part of TL at all. Like I don't see like Smithy not supporting Jensen as much as he should be, because it seems like Smithy's been exactly where he should be most of the time and doing.
Which is why they were one of the reasons they were crazy.
Yeah, like I didn't feel like it was gonna get any. I feel like they were kind of tapped out. They weren't gonna get any stronger than they are already, and they're gonna be sitting at that like one game away from getting out of groups at Worlds forever if they didn't make any sort of change.
Mm-hmm.
But I still stand firm that TL will never win another LCS fight.
4-peat and out.
Oh, okay.
4 and done.
4-0.
You wanna take us on home?
Yes, I will. I forgot to do this every single time, but the show is getting its own dedicated channel.
Motherfucker! I also keep forgetting to correct you.
The show's getting its own dedicated channel, Legendary Podcast. Search it on YouTube; it'll pop up, or you could look at the description of this video.
Legendary
It'll be down
Podcast Network.
there. Just Legendary Podcast.
Yeah, but but now it's a network anyway.
No.
That was the network.
Catch us live on my twitch.tv /2K11 at 7 p.m. Eastern normally, hopefully. Especially if we're gonna keep going for almost 2 hours every time.
No, we have to do 8 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
8
100%.
o'clock.
I will not
okay.
get home. I'm not getting home until 7:30 on Tuesdays.
Okay. So 8
Okay.
o'clock then. We're changing the time.
This was not a one-time deal. I
All
left my class early today, and I got home at 7:15. Like,
All right. Have a
All
good
right.
day.